listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of LOA Recon. You guys are so nice, the notes that you send me about these episodes. Here's one from L. Lawson that's making me smile. I love the positive tone that Jeanette Ma sends out in her podcasts. She brings in real-life stories and successes to help encourage others to keep trying. Look forward to each new episode. That was so nice. You guys make me want to record more of these. Thank you for the kind feedback. And yeah, there was something on my mind today that I thought might be helpful to share because I'm good at a lot of things in conscious creation, and this is not one of them. In fact, I'm so bad at this that it's practically torturous. I realized I have to get better at this simply because it's too painful not to be good at this. You know what I'm talking about? That skill of once you make a decision, letting it be the right decision. Instead of questioning it and second guessing it and wondering if you decided the right thing. I'm a Libra sun, and we have a tendency to, we could see all sides really easily, and that sometimes makes us question whether we've done the right thing. And here's the thing, in conscious creation, it doesn't even matter what you decide. It doesn't matter. Of all the options to pick from, it doesn't even matter which one you pick. All that matters is what you vibrate. That's all that matters, how you feel. Doesn't matter what you pick. I have to remind myself that a lot because sometimes I'm spinning out trying to decide what's the right thing. The most recent thing was, I had two actually. One was, not one of my favorite foster cats. I'm sorry, other foster cats, but this was my favorite foster cat. You guys have heard her on other episodes, Xena Princess Warrior. Yeah, she got an application put in by a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful prospective mother in Colorado. And I had to decide whether to let her go or not. Look, the fact that that cat has a name is a sign that I'd made peace with keeping her. I'd had her for almost a year. I figured this girl wasn't really going anywhere, so I just started treating her like one of my own. And I named her. That's my rule. Never name fosters. Sure enough, I named her. Hello, she named herself. I didn't name her. I heard what her name was. That girl is amazing. I love that cat. Anyway, so she gets a really good application on her, the kind that's hard to refuse. And I had to decide, look, am I keeping this cat or am I going to let her go? And that was a tough decision. It was super, super tough decision. Because my personal rule is, look, if someone else can offer a better gig than I am offering for any animal, then they can go. They should go. Let's do what's best for the animals. It should be an easy decision. But this one was a little harder because I liked her so much. I thought she was going to be a family member for life. So it was a little harder. Plus, there were some things that I know she really likes about our setup here that she wasn't going to have there. So I was going back and forth on it. That was one that I was spinning out on. Another one was, I had to euthanize my favorite dog. April was a rough month for me, you guys. Had to euthanize my favorite dog, and I didn't know when. And when I've done this before, I feel like I always wait too long. And I promised Joe that I wasn't going to do that this time. I promised him when he's not having fun anymore, that I wouldn't make him stick it out. But knowing when the right time is, oh my gosh. I mean, I lost sleep. I was seriously stressed out about both of these decisions. And so I finally did decide, but once I decided, oh my gosh, I didn't make peace with it. I kept wondering, is it the right thing? I told Xena's adoptive mom, you could be her new mom. And we made arrangements to have her picked up because it was a long drive for her to get there. So it kind of took a minute for us to arrange that. So she was here for a little while, long enough for me to question, did I do the right thing? And that isn't a helpful habit in conscious creation because it doesn't matter what we do. It only matters how we feel. So here I was spending all this time in like second guessing energy, in like confusion energy, like doubting myself energy. It's not good. It's not helpful vibrations. I don't want more of that. What am I doing flowing that stuff? Abraham's tip to us is very simple, very clear. Once you decide something, line up with it. Let it be the right decision. Focus on why you picked it, not why you doubt it or why it might have been the wrong thing. That is not one of my fortes when it comes to manifesting skills, but I would like it to be. And I suspect some of you could be better at this as well, because it's easy for us to think that there is such a thing as a right or a wrong decision. And it's not true. It doesn't even matter what we pick. It only matters how we feel. Because if we picked a quote-unquote wrong thing, let's imagine there is a wrong thing. Even if we picked the wrong thing, but we felt fabulous about it, we're home free. And if we picked the quote-unquote right thing, as if there were such a thing, if we picked the right thing, but we felt terrible about it, that's not going to turn out well. So the trick here is just to make the choice that is easiest to feel good about, and then roll with it. Let it feel good. Let it be the right thing. Remind yourself why you picked it. So that's what I was doing with Zena. I had to remind myself, oh my gosh, I missed her so much. I was like, you know what? I had to remind myself why it was a good thing for Zena Princess Warrior to go to her new mom's house. And it was that, look, her new mom is a fabulous cat owner. Like, that woman, she's good to her cats. She's probably better to her cats than I am. Plus, she only has one other cat. I got a lot of cats here competing for my attention. And Zena is a lover. That girl, she wants time in your lap. And I got a couple other cats that like time in my lap. So they don't all get what they want. But and her mom also has a husband. So there's 2 people in that household, 2 people and 2 cats. Her cat to person ratio was way, way, way better than it is at my house where I live alone and have several cats. So she gets more attention and more love at her new place. And they're a huge fan of Siamese cats. I like a Siamese cat, but not like they like Siamese cats. Like, they love the breed. I'll put up with the breed. They have some really cool traits and characteristics. They do, but seriously, you guys, she's kind of noisy. You know that. And I kind of like quiet. She likes to make herself known. And when I said that, I was trying to dissuade her new mom. I was like, yeah, she's kind of a noisy cat. She meows a lot. She's like, yep, Siamese, we love that. Like, if you love that thing about her, you should probably have this cat. Yeah, and this is how fostering is supposed to work. I don't keep the cats. I foster the cats. I know how the routine goes. When a good mom or dad shows up, you got to let them go. I know how that works. It's what allows me to get my next batch of kittens. I don't have them yet, but I'm smiling already in advance of my kittens. Plus, I got a long list of reasons, and that's where my alignment comes from, reviewing that list of reasons why this was the right thing to do. I'm not going to question the other side of it. I'm going to remind myself, because again, it doesn't matter what I could have kept that cat, and if I felt bad about it, that's not good for anyone. What matters is that I find a way to feel good. So whatever it is you might be debating. Ooh, here's another thing I like to remember. Guess what? It's all happening. Every possible version, it's happening on some level. I know that's hard to wrap our minds around, but on some level, everything that could happen is happening, and it's all happening right now. So it isn't even a matter of, should I let her go or should I keep her? Both of those things are happening. There's the version where I keep her and it's fabulous. The version where I keep her and it's not that fabulous. The version where I send her off and it's fabulous. And the version where I send her off and it doesn't have a happy ending. All of those possibilities exist. They're happening on some level. So when I have to make a decision, all I have to do is imagine, okay, so if it's all happening, it's not a matter of should it be this or that, because it's all happening. Which would be my favorite? Which would be the best? Which one would I pick to experience? Since it's all happening, which would be my favorite? Whatever I pick, all I got to do is remind myself why I picked that one. So I'm saying this like I'm good at it. I'm not. I want to be better at it, and I'm inviting you to get better at it with me as well if you have any room for improvement in aligning in this way. So hope you got some good inspiration from this. If you have any tips for me, please pass them along. I'm Jay Ma at goodvibecoach.com. Thanks for listening and happy manifesting.